This is...
Wait, hold on. Give me that. This is the fluff that we cut in the beginning.
Okay. How are we starting this?
It's all yours.
Welcome to Who Cares What I Think?
I don't know. No
Crunch
one
and
should.
Stool.
No one should.
No one ever cares.
Yeah.
But this is with Crunch and Stool. And
Indeed.
I am Crunch.
And I am Stool, which is very fitting. You can hear her laughing because she knows what kind of a shitty person I am. Because this is the disclaimer in the beginning of this podcast. We're terrible people, and our opinions really shouldn't matter to you.
And no one really cares what we think.
No one really cares what we think, which is exactly why we're recording it.
That's why we needed to record
That's why we needed this documented.
Completely.
So that when aliens come to Earth after the destruction
they know
of man,
what shitty people thought
this is
about
all
things.
that's going to be left from humanity. That's it. This conversation right here.
This will be the first pancake that you make out of all the pancakes. The one that's really shitty and like disformed and mutated.
Was that the first pancake you've ever made?
Probably.
What do you mean probably?
Like,
you don't remember the first pancake you've ever made?
Oh my god.
Wow,
no.
You dropped my phone. Thank you.
It's fine.
Is it though?
It's fine.
Is it though?
It's fine.
My lawyer will decide.
Already we're starting there?
Yes.
See you later.
Cool. So you want to talk about what we're going to talk about today?
So this is our Halloween special and pilot.
Yeah, exactly. It's all bundled in one.
All bundled.
Yeah, because we know that the minute we put this out there, the audience is going to be gigantic.
Just riveted.
Just riveted, right? There's like billions of
Can't
you.
get enough.
Right. You're all listening to us right now, and you're just like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever heard." I'm gonna tell my entire family. I'm gonna send an email to China right now, telling them, China, all of you, like just the entity of China, everyone needs to listen to this shit right about now. So yes, we're gonna talk about pop culture, right, and about movies.
And shows.
And shows.
And video games.
Absolutely.
Possibly.
Basically all the really productive stuff that we do with our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since this is a Halloween episode, I suppose that we're going to go for spoopy shit.
Spoopy. Very spoopy.
Yeah, shit's gonna get spoopy, so. We
can start with the newest movie. Not the newest, but a new movie. Called
New-ish.
It 2.
Ooh, I have heard of that.
I've heard of it too.
I've heard of it too.
I have not.
Oh, that was a terrible joke. This is really how you want to start this.
This will be cut out. All of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a movie, and it has a clown in it.
It does. So I've heard. So here's the important thing to know: neither of us have watched this movie.
No, not at all.
But
I really didn't want to.
No, me either. Like I really don't care about it.
I saw the first one.
Really?
A part of the first one.
I've seen a lot of clips of Tim Curry making a fool of himself in the first one.
No, that was the.
No,
he's not in this.
What? No, in the first. No, I mean in the original, in the TV show.
Those were horrible.
Exactly, but a lot of people were very nostalgic about it.
But the book was so good.
Well,
especially when I was a kid and I read it, and I hate clowns now.
Okay, so explain this to me. I get why. For a kid.
Oh, there's gonna be spoilers, FYI.
Oh yeah, because
lots of spoilers because we didn't see the movie.
We did not see the movie, so we have no idea. I mean, half of what we're talking about we might be making up, but
probably.
But here's the caveat: who cares about?
No one cares.
No one cares. So neither should you.
Exactly.
Now, so bring on the hate mail. So
yes.
So. With that in mind...
Ooh, we should read hate mail at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Oh. Listen, if you have something creative to toss our way, we will gobble it up.
We'll have stuff to probably make you very angry.
Yes.
And we want to hear all about that.
Yeah, we're all
Please
in
vent.
for the abuse. Yeah. Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent. But no like racist shit because we're not into that. Like no hate speech. Like
we'd enjoy it, but we wouldn't read it.
Right, exactly. Wow. Yeah.
You can totally
okay. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's talk about It 2. So I've never watched the original show, but Tim Curry was in it.
He was.
And he made a fool of himself, and it was great.
I don't know.
It was
I think
great.
He was pretty good.
He does the Tim
kids
Curry
were
thing.
All right.
Listen. So here's the thing. This is my question here. Why are clowns scary? Because, let me just make my own statement here. I was never afraid of clowns, right? As a kid, I do get why clowns are scary, because essentially it's an adult with his painted face, and, you know, it's creepy. It's creepy. I'm sorry. If anybody's a clown, you have problems. But it's creepy, and it's weird, and you should stop and really question what you're doing with your life.
Especially the ones who, like, stand outside your door and just hold a balloon.
Those are the best
ones. Or all
ones.
the ones who, like, stand on the corner of some street with an axe and they don't do anything. You know those guys? There was like
you get a lot of those in your neighborhood?
Probably. Maybe in New Jersey or Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I believe that.
I don't know. I've read the internet.
Yeah. No, but think about it. For a kid, okay, it's a grown-ass adult that looks like this and acts bizarre.
It's also a very intrusive person. They're, like, noisy. They're loud colorfully, as well as, like, just, they have that all that stuff.
They have the what?
Like all the squeakiness. Like their nose or like a horn or it's all too much.
Right.
All of it is too much.
Right. So it's creepy. I get that. And as a kid but as an adult, who gives a shit? Like, why is that scary?
Because you would assume that at some point you're like, okay, I'm over this, but then you have adults who are in it. Like an adult, it's not a child acting as a clown, it's an adult.
But it's always an adult acting as a clown. But you
don't realize that.
No, but if you're an adult, why is that scary? Like, basically, I'm saying, like, you can see clowns from a mile away. What is he going to do to you? Like, if you got snuck up on by a clown, you deserve to die. Like, you just deserve whatever is coming.
How did you see that?
Exactly. How did he, like, this person is a grown-ass adult with green hair and a fucking squeaky shoes. He's not a ninja.
It's like in Kung Pao. He's coming this way.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Exactly. So, you know, just saying, not really scary for an adult. So, anyway.
But it may be like an It, where he has too many teeth.
Well, the thing...
Because someone with too many teeth is so scary.
Sure.
It's too many teeth.
Sure.
Just
why not?
all in there. Just
why not? But the whole thing, if I understand it correctly, and I might be wrong, and again, you really shouldn't care about that. I think he's not really a clown, right? This is some kind of like visual representation. He scares the kid.
He's an entity.
Right.
Or some like evil
thingamabob
stuff.
Exactly, some kind of evil interdimensional blah-bitty-blah that feasts on people's fears and yada yada yada.
But only every 11 years, which is or maybe a number that I just made up.
Right. Now and again, I don't know 20? The whole lore. Okay. I don't know the lore, but I want to try and poke some holes in this idea. So from my understanding, in the end, spoiler alert, from my understanding, in the end that I have not watched...
They beat him?
Yeah, they beat him up basically. We're not afraid of you. The whole shtick is we're not afraid of you anymore, and it kind of castrates him, and then you can kick him in the balls and...
Let me make a spoiler assumption.
Sure.
That they didn't really kill him, and there will be sequels.
Absolutely, because the studio...
So that's happening.
Right, but
whether
they defeated
killed him or not.
So they defeated him based on... whatever, for that moment, okay? I'm assuming they defeated him by not being afraid. And here's my problem right there. If he's this eternal, supernatural creature, right, that does this every 11 years, I'm assuming that he's been doing this forever, or 27 years, or even 100 years.
Okay.
Statistically, there is no freaking way that he has not been defeated and humiliated multiple times by now. And the reason I say this is because in every group of kids, right, you always have the little sociopath, like Ed Camper style kid,
God.
right?
Who did you hang out with?
Come on. Yeah, that was me, right? Like, no, but you always have like one kid who's like a weirdo who wouldn't really be scared by this. He will be like, hey, the adult will come like, hey, kids, want to play with me? And he'll just kick him in the knee, right? He wouldn't be the one.
He's not a person.
But he's not afraid.
Like a thing.
No, but I'm saying if he becomes vulnerable, if you're not afraid, that's one hell of a weakness. There is no way that if you've done this throughout history or even like multiple dimensions, that you manage to just get away with it every single time. You're not that powerful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you would have that one kid who's like, dude, my dad beats me with like bricks or whatever every Tuesday. This is nothing.
That's incredibly specific.
I'm just saying, these kids had it pretty fucking tough. They were like in this place, in a town, where some shitty things happen, and every once in a while a clown kills people.
Is that the official summary of the movie on IMDb?
That was the book.
Oh, very good then. Very good. Okay. But he doesn't only haunt them, right? Like he haunts fucking everybody.
I don't know. I don't remember. I assume everyone.
Excellent. And you read the book. Very good.
Yeah, but when I was a kid,
Okay, all right. See, so did it scare you when you were a kid?
It was kind of creepy, but it was also very like a mental battle kind of thing at the end. Not like, what was his name? Georgie floating around, and I don't know. They made it very strange in the TV show and the movie. It was not a big spider from what I remember. Spoiler alert, there's a big spider.
I like it that you spoil it first and then you give the warning.
We said it before.
Right, I know.
That's fine. But there is a spider, so if you're afraid of spiders, maybe you should see it. Just saying.
What, exposure therapy? Is that your plan? Instead of trigger warning, you should see it if you're terrified.
Instead.
What?
Arachnophobia, the movie?
I've never watched that.
I've watched a part of the trailer, and it looks really funny.
5 stars. Go watch it now. This is the level of reviews we're dealing with here, people. This is what you're listening to. Your standards are pretty low.
I would give it 4.5 spiders and a screaming lady.
Oh.
That is my review.
Excellent.
For Arachnophobia.
So either watch it or don't watch it. I have no idea.
There's a lot of spiders in it, apparently.
Okay. As far as it goes, look.
It has at least one spider.
At least one spider. Now, if there isn't in this reboot series, if there isn't like a giant spider,
there may be more.
There might be like small spiders that you just don't see on screen, but they were on set.
They're there.
So
no
technically,
spiders are harmed in the filming of it.
Exactly,
too.
and technically, we cannot be wrong, is what I'm trying to say.
But also, we didn't see it, and really, no one cares what we think.
Right? Exactly.
No one cares.
Exactly. Now, this leads us to like Stephen King in general. What do you think about Stephen King? Let's give our professional opinion, which is something nobody should care about.
I like him in general. His reviews seem to matter a lot in most book covers.
Okay. What do you mean his review?
Like a lot of books I've seen, whether it's horror genre or not, it'll have like Stephen King said this book was enjoyable or something like that.
Oh.
So he seems to be an author that people generally care about a lot.
Right.
I've enjoyed several of his books, even if it's usually small town, same kind of theme of like how terrible humans are.
In Maine.
Something in Maine. Everyone is in
Everyone's
Maine.
in Maine.
Because no one lives
the world
anywhere
is in Maine.
else.
Right.
I like his books. They're very slow to start, and then if you read them in the right atmosphere, like I read The Mist, the short story The Mist, in Ireland during, like, inside a fucking fog, and it was not pleasant. I was like 12, so I was like, everyone close the windows, and like freaking out. It was
you were 12 and you were drunk.
I was sure. I was.
Okay.
I was in Ireland.
Right. Exactly.
A lot of Guinness.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it scary when you're in that. Right. Children of the Corn.
I am scared of corn.
I don't like corn.
No, I like it when it pops.
You can't even digest it.
I like it when it pops.
When it pops, oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Popping corn was fun?
Yes.
It is.
It is really fun.
It is and always.
No, I have a lot of respect for Stephen King because he just churns out work endlessly, which means,
good for him.
Yeah, good
he
for
writes
him.
like a page a day, I think.
Right, and I think like his worst work is
based
still going to be
knowledge of Stephen King whatsoever.
Right, exactly. Again, our opinion doesn't matter. So we're literally talking out of our asses right now, and if you're entertained by this, good job.
Yeah.
So, like his worst work, like stuff like The Dreamcatcher and shit like that. So his worst work is still entertaining. Oh, it's the one with the poop alien. Like it's
poop alien?
Yeah. Listen, you have
like in Dogma.
No, not that. First off, it was not an alien.
That was
it was
a
demon.
That's true.
Okay, get your shit together.
Literally.
We are literally get your shit. When you're talking about poop,
and it will become.
You're forgetting my name. My name here is Stool.
All right.
Okay.
I forgot. He's the poop expert.
Right, and I talk shit a lot. There's a reason why I've earned this title. In any case, his worst work is still somewhat entertaining. Right, you'll get something out of it, right? Even if it's, and I'm talking about his work in media in general. So it could be a book. He directed terrible movies before. He has adaptations.
Have you ever seen The Langoliers?
Yes, I have.
Oh, let's talk about The Langoliers.
I don't want to get too deep into The Langoliers, but I want to make a point about that's actually part of it, right? So, it's still entertaining.
So good.
Exactly. So even at his worst, he's entertaining. Now, I will also say that I think at his best, he's not going to be, it's never going to be something absolutely amazing. So, like, his worst is never going to be terrible that you'll just regret ever stumbling upon it.
No, you're not going to regret it.
Exactly. It's still going to have some value.
That was a nice waste of time.
Exactly. It was a nice waste of time, and at least I can laugh about it, right? And at his best, it never gets like absolutely incredible, but it's gonna get entertaining, and you might remember it really well. And again, adaptations all across the board. And he puts out so much fucking stuff
that you're like, just statistically, something's gonna be
exactly
good,
some stuff's gonna be bad.
shitty.
Right. I'm totally down with that. So
like,
I
this is the same person who made The Langoliers and It made The Shining. Like, it's a huge scale.
Well, he wrote The Shining, and then he did
Kubrick,
The Shining. Yeah, well, Kubrick did the movie that became iconic, but then you had the miniseries that, that Stephen King was responsible for, and that was not.
I didn't see it, and it was horrible.
Yeah, exactly. And you know it was horrible because she didn't see it, and she voices her opinion about it. Yes. Right? So there you go.
Do you.
No, of course. But I'm allowed to do it because...
Did you see it?
I saw the first episode of the miniseries, and it was terrible. And that's where I stopped.
That was
because
enough.
you know what? There's a limit of how much abuse I would put myself through. I know that's surprising. I know.
We advocate for self-love.
Sure we do.
Don't watch terrible things. Unless it's enjoyably terrible.
Exactly. Then
Still
definitely watch it.
self-care.
Watch it and tell us about it.
Exactly.
Right, which
Tell us
leads
all
me
about the
to,
things you hate.
if you're going to put yourself through abuse, this is a good
Watch
transition.
It too.
Well, watch
the
It too.
movie about the spider clowns.
Right. It was a movie about spider clowns and the guy from... Oh, wait. Okay, this is the perfect transition. I think he either looks a lot like him or it's the same guy. This is what's great about not doing research coming into this. I fucking love it. Because if I'm wrong, this is amazing. This is so good. So, Hemlock Grove. Let's get into fucking...
The dude. He's like Danish? Finnish?
The blonde guy?
Scandinavian?
I don't know. Like
His
name reminds me of Squizguard from
So
Metalopolis.
Squizguard,
Squizguard. Yes, Squizguard.
Plays in Hemlock Grove.
Yes! Correct.
Squizguard, Squigelf, also played the spider clown from It.
In It too.
Also is one of the main characters in Hemlock Grove.
Right. And that show.
So
man.
bad.
That is amazing.
Good.
So
Has anyone ever heard of this show besides us?
Look, there were if you're in Los Angeles, there were promotions for it everywhere. It was one of the it was on the first wave of Netflix originals that they were churning out.
I've ever seen or heard anybody knowing about this.
I stumbled upon it, and I don't know how. I was, I just did. It happened.
Something about it is very intriguing.
Yeah, it was definitely fascinating. So I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be some weird supernatural thing. Okay, let's give it a shot. You know, at the time, Netflix didn't have this kind of flood of original content. So I'm like, hey,
that's true.
Hey, let's check it out.
It's a Netflix original?
It's a Netflix original.
Huh.
It was one of the first really bad ones.
It was so bad.
It has Jean Grey from X-Men. It has,
God.
what's her name? Femke or something?
I don't know her name.
Whatever, Jean Grey from X-Men.
Eventually we'll have someone to look up people's names.
We wouldn't care.
Vague, maybe accurate descriptions of what someone may or may not look like, and that's how I will describe every actor on this show.
Perfect. I think that works.
Okay. So we have vampires.
Right.
We have werewolves. We have that woman who plays a gypsy.
Yeah, we have a Frankenstein doctor. We have everything.
Who may or may not have been on Jurassic Park.
Really?
Was that the guy?
The Asian dude? The doctor?
The doctor.
Was he on Jurassic Park?
I think it's the same guy. The same scientist creating mutations kind of role.
Really? I don't remember.
Maybe it was the same kind of role, so I maybe got confused.
Okay.
And I might have seen Jurassic Park recently.
Is this you being racist because it was another Asian guy?
No.
Is this possible? Is this happening right now?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Possibly, but he did it well. Because I thought it was the guy from Jurassic Park, and I enjoyed that movie.
No, so here's what I'll say about Hemlock Grove. Let's start with this. Everybody involved in this production are really trying their best.
They are. You can tell.
The actors aren't bad. They're doing a good job. The VFX, there are some pretty impressive things in there, both design and VFX wise. But there is
the werewolf transition.
Yes, I'll get to that in a second.
Ooh, yes, we have a lot to say about.
We have a lot to say about that. So. And this one we have watched, so we're gonna get pretty.
I've watched
detailed.
most of it.
Okay.
I think I saw.
I didn't see season 3 because once again, there's a limit.
You can't hate yourself that much.
Exactly. I mean, I
okay,
can.
Stool. All right.
I absolutely can. But going back to the beginning, so everybody's trying to do their job, but this is first off, it's Eli Roth is like the showrunner, right, or the show creator. Yeah, and I think he directed the first episode. The guy who did Hostel. right? So,
which was not that great of a movie.
No.
I feel like that happens way too often.
I don't
to be
think.
Scary.
But he was also the Jew bear.
He was the Jew bear.
He was
oh,
the
yeah.
Jew. So that's the one thing that he
Baron.
did. That's the one thing he did that I absolutely love. I mean, he was just a Jew bear. He was just an actor in it. But
that
it was
was
awesome.
Great how they presented him too.
Oh yeah.
Like he's not even. He's just standing on the side in one scene, and then the other
right.
scene he's like.
You must
such
have
an
heard
entrance.
of the Jew bear. Yeah.
You heard him.
Exactly. Like coming in like a WWE kind of wrestler. Like that was awesome. But anyway, it's all the same guy. So he created Hemlock Grove.
Oh god.
All right. Yeah, I know.
I have thought better of the Juden bear.
Of the Juden bear. Well, that's what you get for thinking well of people. That's your lesson, right?
He tried. He tried his best.
He tried his best. But anyway, this show starts really bizarre. It follows this gypsy guy, right? Who moves into this town.
Who may or may not have some kind of maturity, like hormone thing going on.
What?
Because he's like, there's changes happening in his body. Where he's learning.
Oh, right.
He's like, I don't know what's going on. Am I growing another penis? Like, what's happening here?
I don't remember that being part of the plot.
Well,
but...
I mean, like, puberty. That's what I meant.
Puberty. Yeah, during puberty, I was
like, he was confused because he's past that.
Very often, I was thinking, hey, am I about to grow another penis? I mean, I just woke up in the middle of the night going, whoa, is this happening?
Meaning... confused because he's gone through puberty, but he's having these puberty symptoms, if I remember correctly.
Right, yeah.
Something's going on with my body. I don't know what's happening.
Sure. So he's a very pretty gypsy guy who moves into this town.
He is pretty.
Goes into this high school. And here's one of the things, like one of his first interactions, if I remember this correctly, he runs into this really weird girl who fancies herself like a journalist of sorts. And she starts asking him random questions. Yeah, there always has to be one. The Mary Jane or whatever.
Yes.
No, wait. Mary Jane wasn't a journalist. That's insulting. I'm sorry. I'm a Spider-Man fan. I just said that.
It's insulting to journalists.
Yeah, it is. No, I was just thinking, like, I had a weird flashback to the PS4 game where she kind of is, but I'm like, that's not
She's
the
a
Mary
journalist,
Jane lore.
just
Let's erase that.
I
deserve hate for this one.
Okay.
I'm ashamed.
Please
to say
send
that.
hate mail.
Please
do.
do.
Eventually, there will be an email.
Right. Eventually. So he goes into the school. He's talking to this girl, and I don't remember how fast this happened, but at a certain point, she just stops and goes, "Are you a werewolf?"
Because it was the logical explanation.
Because that is, well, first off, in one of your first conversations, that's just a logical thing to ask.
I always ask that.
Well, always.
Are you a werewolf?
Well, I'm a lot of things. So she asked him if he's a werewolf. And I'm watching this and I'm like, wait, what?
Where did that come from?
Hold on.
He gets so nervous.
He gets so nervous.
Try to,
well, he looks confused at first.
Yeah, he's like,
right?
what are you talking about? Like a normal person.
Just exactly. Like the audience. Because it really comes out of nowhere. You haven't even set up the tone for the show properly.
Yeah.
There's a weird intro, but no establishing of any werewolves or anything like that. So she asks him this, and then she uses some weird, like, she's like, oh yeah, your fingers are all the same length. Some bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's some
your
dumb
fingers
explanation.
are the same length.
Right.
Making the logical explanation.
That's the leap right there.
You have to be
correct.
A werewolf.
Everybody knows.
Everyone check your fingers and see if you're a werewolf.
Pretty much. Yeah. Check your fingers, see if you have a second penis growing.
Do you have another penis?
Do you have another penis growing?
If I didn't have one before, do you now have one?
Exactly. These are all symptoms of lupus or being a werewolf. I don't know. Listen. It's never lupus. So,
Dr. House
werewolf,
that.
right? So they're playing for a few episodes with this idea. Because here's the weird things that happen. She says that, he's like, okay, weirdo, whatever.
Yeah, what the fuck
right?
is that? I'm not a werewolf.
Exactly. And then
I'm
a day
just
later,
puberty again.
Right? Exactly. I'm just having a second penis. What's the big deal? So on the second day or something, he comes into the school and everybody's making fun of him
for being
a werewolf. And this is where I went like, who the fuck wrote this thing? This is not how people behave. If the weird girl at school goes like, hey, the new guy, he's a werewolf, what, do you think everybody in the school will now go like, ha, werewolf?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
That is exactly, and it's so weird.
Instead of joking and saying like, why does this little girl think that
he's a
werewolf?
Hey, like she's nuts, right?
Probably someone would make fun of her.
Exactly.
Not the werewolf, but this case is
right.
different.
She will have a new like Van Helsing style persona, whatever. Anyway, but this is what happens, right? And he's, again, responding to it like any normal, like he's the most normal character up to that point. He's just like, all right, whatever. This is weird.
And people are making fun of him.
People are making fun of him.
Like bullying him
right.
for being a werewolf.
Which is a very
How
normal
dare
thing.
You?
Teens do this
Which
often.
also is like, he can't choose that. That's
no.
not something...
No. No.
Like, you're not...
Yeah, but this is... So already you have, like, a really bizarre tone overall, but this specific one bugs me. Because I'm like, okay, this is a weird... Why did this even come up? How is this dialogue? How people don't talk like this? No, he gets friendly with this other... Like, he gets a weird frenemy relationship.
No, first they're complete enemies. Right? Squizguard and Squigelf decides one day, after, like... a lot, like, his family fucking hates his family, and they're all like, you're werewolves, we don't like you people, blah, 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 blah,
As
blah.
you do.
Very racist, like, they're rich, the werewolf family is very poor, just all these reasons, obviously, to hate him. And then one day, they, like, get into a situation, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna be your best friend, I'm gonna follow you through everything for no reason, and I decided we're BFFs.
Right.
It's kind of like in kindergarten, where you're like, hey, you're my best friend.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay.
And doesn't he have, like, Squigelf has some weird, like, vampire?
He's a vampire. His
yeah.
mom's a vampire. His uncle's a vampire.
He's like Twilight generation vampire, where he's not, like, he still walks around in daylight. And
Twilight without the domestic violence.
Right, exactly. Twilight without...
Actually, Well, not him. He doesn't have that.
Right, but he has the weird sister with a giant eye. Listen, watch the show. This is... What? Who's, like, bald and a giant?
Is like a mutant, and she has a strange eye that, if I remember correctly, it may or may not come out of her head.
She kind of looks like... Have you seen Hellraiser 3? She kind of looks like there's a guy who's like the camera head.
Yeah.
Who has like a video camera.
She's very round and fuzzy, and she goes missing.
Right. I don't know why, but that was strangely hot. She goes missing. She kind of is a blend between that character from Hellraiser.
Are you not intrigued?
Right? You already know you want to watch this thing.
You have to see
exactly.
This.
So she has...
What are these people talking about? Werewolves, vampires...
And by the way, when you start watching this, everything we're saying right now will actually make sense. This is... I am not kidding.
They make it make sense.
You'll go, oh my god, this was... They're not crazy. I mean, they are crazy. But...
crazy.
But this makes sense now. So, she kind of looks like the blend of the camera guy from Hellraiser. And the giant from Goonies.
Yes, completely.
Right.
But also the fourth Powerpuff Girl sister, Bunny.
I can see that. Yeah, okay. All right.
So, but she has a lot of emotional intelligence.
Yes.
She's very nice.
She's the mentally healthiest character
She's
in
the
show.
healthiest. And everyone shits on her. They're like, you are a Goonie mutant or whatever. And she's like, you know what? I'm better than all of you. But she disappears.
Yeah, she kind of runs off.
Vampire brother, Squigelf.
Yeah, sure.
He's like, my sister's gone. I gotta get my best friend that I appointed best friend werewolf, who doesn't really want anything to do with me.
Hold on, so let's get to the werewolf thing, right? So he starts developing this frenemy relationship with him. Now,
he doesn't even want to be his friend.
He doesn't want to be his friend initially.
He's like, you have to.
Yeah, you kind of have to. He's from a rich family, and Gypsy guy is from a poor family. Right? Weird relationship.
Yeah.
Now, it all comes to
they
this...
live in a trailer poor.
Right, exactly.
In the forest.
Trailer versus mansion, right?
It's not even a trailer park. Where do they hook up their stuff? No one knows.
No one knows, right? It's all fine. So, because those are not the biggest logic leaps in this thing. So.
Oh, and his mom is like Lily. What's that actress's name?
I don't know.
She plays a lot of good stuff in a lot of places. Why she's there?
Why anybody's there? No one knows.
That's true.
But anyway, it all comes to, I think it's like episode 3 or something like that. I'm watching this thing purely out of fascination. I'm like,
where's this going?
This is amazing. Like, it's so surreal and so terrible. But it's just a trainer. It's like somebody trying to write a story for humans without actually being a human, but he's like, this is a lot of things people will find interesting.
Yeah.
So
people like this.
Right. So I just kind of, and they're playing with this werewolf joke ongoing. I'm like, okay, why do they keep using this weird fucking thing?
No one cares.
No one cares. And then, I think it's like episode 3 or something like that. Even. End of an episode. Right.
Like a few you definitely think that like these people are crazy. There are no werewolves.
Yeah, there's just a joke.
Stupid.
Exactly. It's just out of nowhere weird thing that they keep playing with.
Yeah.
And then they stand in the forest. It's Squigelf, the gypsy boy, and the reporter girl. And basically they're all going like, so can you do it? And he's like, what? Just, do the thing. Do the thing.
Just whip it out.
And then I shit you not, one of the best VFX, like one of the best werewolf transformations I have ever seen on TV and even film.
It is very well done.
It's really well done. But what the fuck?
Way better than anything I could think of that has to do with werewolves.
So fantastically
For no
done.
reason.
But it comes out of left field because you're like, wait, hold on. He was a werewolf? Wait, this is actually
the
a thing?
The entire time he's a fucking werewolf.
He's a fucking... Like, you're with him this whole time going like, these people are nuts and
so
I just want to live my life. Like, leave me alone. And then in this weird moment, he just turns into a werewolf. Well, I guess this was true the whole time.
He should have checked his fingers.
Right? I at that moment, I went like, I have to continue watching.
Yeah.
I have to. This is insane.
Yes.
This is the ramblings of a madman. And I watched, I think, 2 seasons.
And then you're like, wait, if he's a werewolf, then the other guy has to be a vampire or something.
Yeah.
Because that makes all the sense.
And I don't even know what the mom, like Jean Grey, I don't even know what she was.
She's a vampire.
But, okay, so how come...
Or maybe a succubus.
Maybe, because in the end of season 1, she kind of dies, and then they stitch her together. Yeah, something like that, or they imply she dies. But in season 2, they stitch her together. It makes no sense.
So we have a little bit of Sally from the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right, a little bit.
We have everything, and they imply that there's a Frankenstein being born in this plant.
They kind of make
very mysterious.
Right, they kind of make rules on the go when they want something to happen.
Yeah, it's like, this is a little bit of a lull that, like, we're actually completely riveted. Like, this is going pretty well. And they're like, no, let's add something new.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
bored.
We need new rules for this because,
Eli Roth was like,
we killed this character. How do we bring him back? Fuck it. Just stitch your head back together. They're going to be fine. Just do it. Don't question it. Okay? Just do it. Find an explanation. These stupid audiences don't care.
There's something else. You forget that the reporter girl is like, oh, you're a werewolf? I'm in love with you. And
right. She gets obsessed.
Right. I think they become, like, they're together or something. She may or may not get pregnant.
Wait,
and then she's an angel.
What?
She's an angel.
I don't remember that.
Just like in, what's that? Suke. What's that show?
There's a lot of...
The orgy vampire show? You know what I'm talking about.
No, what orgy vampire show?
True Blood.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's how we describe.
the official summary for True Blood.
True Blood.
Excellent. Vampire orgy show.
My review is 3 orgies and an angel.
Okay.
So actually on that show, she's not an angel, she's a fairy.
Okay.
Yes, this is what I was told.
Wait, that was a show with that Suki girl?
Suki.
Okay.
They're all from the South and they're fairies.
Wait, wasn't she Rogue in X-Men? What is it with the X-Men and vampires?
I don't know. Once you graduate from X-Menium, you become a vampire.
From X-Menium?
I don't know.
Xavier School of... You know what? Fuck you. Go on. Just keep going.
You graduate, you become a vampire. So, in this one, it's just kind of like on that style. They're like, why are there fairies? Here, she's an angel. She's part angel. And that makes sense at some point.
Sure.
Because they tie it together, and Eli Roth is a genius. But not enough for me to keep watching.
Right. Yeah. There's just a point where you realize, you know what? You watch it because it's unpredictable, and you stop watching it because it's unpredictable.
Kind of like Riverdale.
I've never watched Riverdale.
Ooh, we'll talk about that.
I don't think I need that in my life.
You don't.
Isn't that the Archie live action show?
And it's nothing to do with the comics at all, except for the same people.
So I don't think I can masturbate.
It's really funny. You totally can.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of parts to masturbate to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
A lot of power struggles.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah.
you know what I like.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Ooh.
Very good.
So good. So how are we gonna rate?
How are we gonna rate? Oh, fucking, I don't know. 3 werewolves and vampire. 3 werewolves, a single vampire, and 1 crazy person who thinks he's a screenwriter and should be in an asylum, but should be let out whenever he needs to do a role like the Jew Bear. It's a very specific rating.
Awesome.
Right?
That was great.
Yeah.
I give it 1 werewolf transformation tied, like sewn together with Judenbären. Yeah.
Okay.
I give it 2.
Okay.
That's my rating.
Good.
It was great.
I'm down.
Awesome.
I'm down. Excellent. All right. Next in line. We're not going to last this. This is not going to be much longer. We kept you here long enough. If you've survived this long, by the way,
we're really impressed.
We are really impressed.
Very impressed.
And you should honestly question your sanity for doing this.
Why are you with us?
Why are you with us?
Because no one really cares what we think.
No one really cares.
No.
And neither should you. So lastly, I say let's go for Sleepy Hollow.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Now, here's the fun part. So remember, when you put Sleepy Hollow, I was going to say something earlier when we were eating food in an Armenian bakery. I'm getting really specific now.
It was pretty good.
Because it humanizes us.
We're human, too.
We're human, you guys. Kind of. We're werewolves.
This is the part where you connect to the main characters.
Exactly. You connect to the main characters. You have a moment where you go, these assholes have lives.
They're real people, too.
They're real people, too.
With feelings, sometimes.
Yeah. Sure.
And who have, thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
No one cares what people.
No one cares. Anyway, so
we're at
Sleepy
an
Hollow.
Armenian,
So
right, restaurant.
And I said, let's just let this flow organically, right? So Sleepy Hollow. Are we talking about? Because Sleepy Hollow is like the story. There's a really old story, right?
There's the Disney version.
Right. You have Disney version,
which was really funny.
Right. You have the Tim Burton version, which is very, I guess, iconic.
The Johnny Depp one.
The one, yeah, Johnny Depp and Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman.
Who else would you put as the Headless Horseman?
And then, lastly, you also have the TV show.
Oh, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah. So, which one are we tackling here, or are we kind of... Ooh.
All of them.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll just put them all together.
All right. So give me your thoughts. What do you feel about Sleepy Hollow as a
I saw Sleepy Hollow.
Which one?
The Tim Burton one on a plane, and I was half asleep for most of it.
Then this review is going to be fantastic.
I loved it.
Very good then.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
Has a very hollow look for most of the movie. I really enjoyed that.
He has a sleepy look. She has a hollow look.
She has a hollow. He looks sleepy.
I see where you're going with this. This is marketing.
He does
brilliance.
half of his detective work asleep because he
kind of does. Yeah.
He finds things under his bed.
Yeah, he got those witchcraft.
She's a witch.
On. Yeah.
He's a detective.
He's Johnny Depp.
So he's very cumbersome. Does he know what he's doing?
Yeah, he's a little quirky. He's quirky. He has the whole thing where he kind of talks like this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Johnny Depp. He's Johnny Depping all over.
He's Johnny Depping just everywhere.
Just everywhere. I think
spilling out of him.
It's such a Tim Burton movie.
Like the colors.
Everything. The colors, the music. Great soundtrack, by the way.
Yes.
Really good soundtrack. But yeah, how do you feel about that movie specifically? If we're going for that iteration,
I thought it was a good Halloween movie.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I would give it 3 Halloweenies.
It's silly. It's fun silly. It's Tim Burton kind of silly. Or Tim Burton this one came out before Planet of the Apes, right?
3 out of 4 Halloweenies, I would see this movie for Halloween.
Okay. I'm gonna give it
as in the Halloweenies from Invader Zim Halloween
episode. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
We can definitely use those as ratings.
Yes, we can. I'll give it a single pumpkin, 1 Johnny Depp domestic violence charge, and this got heavy right now. I know.
Damn.
Yeah.
He went there.
Yeah, and 1 month of Alcoholics Anonymous for this poor guy.
Okay. I think he's an alcoholic as the person is.
Really?
Isn't he in the show? In the movie, I mean?
If he is, then it's a little weird because he was also Pirates of the Caribbean. Obviously, he's an alcoholic.
He's been the same character for 17 years.
He's just been him for 17 years.
Yeah.
Pure alcoholism.
Yeah, is he speaking French? Is he drunk?
Is he speaking at all? Or do we just hear words come out of his mouth and imagine?
I really do enjoy his acting.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
It's comforting.
Although it's a little tiresome now, right?
I don't know. Depends what he's in.
I'm a little over-depped.
You're over-depped.
I'm a little over-depped. I'm okay with...
I mean, Sleepy Hollow is a really old movie
at
this point. It's super old. But it's a Halloween classic.
Yeah, it's watchable.
Yeah.
All right. Have you seen the TV show?
No, not at all.
So
what do we think about it?
So, okay. I have to a point.
So I'll give my opinion also.
Right. So watch the TV show, and you'll give your opinion, which is going to be fantastic because it means nothing.
Do they know about the Headless Horseman entering the show? Do you already know about it? From whose point of view is it? From the town?
Here's the good part about this. I watched the show and I don't remember much, so I'm gonna get so much stuff wrong.
Okay,
and it's gonna be amazing. So it's happening in modern day, right? But it's modern day. It's modern day.
Oh, already I don't like it.
There you go. So it's modern day, and
no one is named Ichabod in modern day.
No. So here's the thing. I don't remember how. I think it was a spell or something like that. He wakes up in modern day, but he is from colonial time. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Eli Roth in
We
all
are
this?
going there. We are going there. But here's the thing. So it's a super goofy thing, right? So he's a fish out of water. He's from a different time, and he does all these quirky things. So everybody's like, this
Hold on,
weirdo.
let's break this down. We have colonial times.
Right.
May or may not... Did they have showers then? Or was it just like getting pails and stuff?
I don't know.
So, never seen a shower.
Probably. I mean,
Is not used to cars.
Right.
At all.
No.
And immediately this person is, I assume, thrust into a murder mystery kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
So he just
so
has
you have
to,
watched it.
He's forced to accept this new reality of
Yes.
well, I guess I'm here now.
Pretty much.
I don't like when
And
that
he's got
happens.
this wife that was a witch and the whole thing, and it's a whole thing.
So I assume he's probably been to our era before.
No. This is his first time.
But that's stupid.
Listen.
Let me tell you, no.
How dare you?
How dare
3
you?
seasons.
How dare you just accept all this crap?
Right.
There's like cars. That's weird.
No. He's weirded out. They handle that part. So here's what I can say about the show. It's silly as hell. The concept is silly. However, what holds it together for a little bit, and then it kind of dies out completely. What holds it together for a little bit is that the two main actors, the guy who plays Ichabod Crane and Abby, who's like the and she's fantastic. She's a cop. She's the other archetype. She's a cop who her partner is killed by the Headless Horseman. Okay? Because the Headless Horseman awakens and the whole thing. And
how does he awaken? Because
remember.
Ichabod came back into time and something happened.
Something happened.
It's his fault.
Well, also, the Headless Horseman used to be his best friend, and he banged his wife. I don't know. There's a thing. Anyway, don't look at me like that.
Wait, what?
Don't look at me like that.
You can't see my look.
Yes.
It's always with a judging look at Stool.
Yes, correct. Which,
always judge.
Objectively speaking, for the most part, that is a correct reaction to everything I do. But in this case, it's a silly story. Silly. But these two actors do a really good job, right? Yeah, their dynamic is really fun. Like, you like watching them together.
Who plays the cop?
I don't remember.
She's
I don't
hot.
remember her name. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Of course she's hot. But listen, this is Hollywood. They're both hot, right? So they're both like... And he's like, oh, sure, you came from colonial times. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because no one would believe that someone from colonial times would accept this new reality so easily.
Right, and he would smell really bad.
Just like... Yes, he would.
He would. It would be disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway.
He would take a shit in the street and they're like, what are you doing? And he would get arrested for indecent exposure. He's like, but this is there's no outhouse. Where else am I
what is
to
your
go?
problem, people? Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
how is he supposed to relate to this? It's a culture shock.
It's a total culture shock.
We should have a show just about that. Of like someone actually coming into the future and it's complete culture shock and going through the prison system because he's going to do something that's weird.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, how far? Okay, this time travel.
How far are we
This
going
time
with
travel.
this?
Yeah, how far are we taking? Because if you go far enough, which is not even that far, he wouldn't even be able to talk to anyone, right? Even if he's
in his own slang and like his
the English language is really
Also, where in the past?
Ooh, exactly.
Is he coming from?
But it's also like, is he coming? Okay, where in the past and where is he coming to in the future?
True.
So if he was born in China, is he staying in China or is he appearing in Chinatown?
And if he's coming to the future, is it the future of where the planet is in that moment? So would he just like die in space and just like pop?
Right. I don't know.
I
mean, that's not much of a show if you do that. You kind of
floating dead in space.
It's a great gag for a sketch, but that'll end pretty fast. Right?
I feel like I've seen something like that.
Probably.
Where someone pops into space and they just die.
Yeah. Teleportation bullshit. But anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
I digress. You digress. We all digress. So, the show was entertaining. To a point, I think by the end of season 1, you were kind of getting... It's like a procedural.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a weird procedural because it's a murder mystery kind of thing, and they're trying to find out clues.
There's a reason that's like a one-time.
Yeah,
like you solve the crime or you don't, and you move on. Mariska Hargitay.
It kind of exactly. They kind of try to make it into a procedural show with a seasonal arc, but it feels like they don't really have the budget to pull off the bigger things that they want to do.
They should have talked to Eli Roth and made a
they
werewolf transition.
Should have, because he had Netflix money.
How did they do the Headless Horseman then in this time?
What do you mean?
Like, was he carrying a pumpkin? Did he upgrade to something, like, better for his head?
No, just didn't have a head.
Where was the bridge that he couldn't cross? Was it the Brooklyn Bridge? I
don't think there was a bridge.
Golden... You have to have a bridge.
Maybe there was. I don't remember.
We need a bridge.
You do need a bridge in the
which bridge is
original story.
needed.
Right. Well, but does it have to be in Sleepy Hollow? Because he is still in Sleepy Hollow in this one.
Is the Sleepy Hollow now, like a city, like how Gotham is?
It's still no, it's a town. Right?
Then, like, There's a bridge.
It's like an Eastern. There's a bridge somewhere.
A bridge in there.
I'm pretty sure there was a bridge.
There has to be a bridge. He needs limitations. Everyone needs boundaries.
Right. Well, at some, you know what's annoying? So at some point, when they establish, oh, he's actually a resurrected, old friend of Ichabod's.
So he's a zombie.
Kind of. But here's the thing: he gets his head back.
What?
Yeah.
Did he take it off?
And this
for,
is
hilarity?
This is when the show gets really lame. I mean, it gets lame pretty fast, and honestly, it's lame right off the bat, but it's entertaining enough for you to watch a little bit. Again, because, kudos to the main actors. They are really good. They have a really good chemistry. So, great for them. But it's goofy as hell. Here's the problem. So, many problems, but let's pick on one.
But he gets his head back.
So, first off, they try to give him more of a personality, so he's not just like this terrifying creature, which they shouldn't.
Point.
I know, but if you're trying to build something really long,
don't do that.
I know. But they did.
Don't do that.
They did. So he manages to start talking to the witch character, right? So we see his head.
Is the cop a witch?
Even though he doesn't have it. What?
Is the cop a witch?
No, the witch is like
Ichabod.
Ichabod's original wife is a witch. Or was a witch.
Maybe not with a W. I don't know. She's an ex-wife.
And she's long dead. Oh no,
she's
I don't know.
long dead.
I think she was like caught in purgatory at some point. It's just don't. Just don't.
What?
Just don't. Just let it go.
So this is a mildly religious show about a failed marriage,
right?
And
yes,
his old friend coming back to haunt him,
his head
with or without his head.
Correct. With or without his head.
With and or without.
Correct. So he comes back, right? And when we see flashbacks and stuff, we get or even when we see him in modern day, if you're a witch, you can you end up being able to talk to him. She's a witch.
She turned me into a newt.
Well, that explains why you're slithering around.
I am.
Yeah. So she can see his head, so she can talk to him, but nobody else can. He's headless. And
there will be references here, by the way. Just get used to it.
Many references.
Many.
So
yes,
because we have no personality and we draw humor from other things. Yeah, nothing.
It's very
sad.
Yeah,
it is. Let's not give ourselves time to think about that. So basically, at a certain point, I think they just got lazy and they were like, "Oh, we have to keep cutting into like, hey, she's talking to him, but nobody else can see." Yeah, I know. Listen, production limitations. So at a certain point, they just give him his head back, and I'm like, "Oh, that's lazy. That really cheapens the whole thing."
Does he have a horse in the future? How is he riding around in this town on a horse?
I don't remember.
Are there restrictions?
It didn't leave a strong impression on me. I think he had a horse, and then he didn't have a horse.
Did he have a car called a horse, like a Mustang?
I don't remember.
Did he have a Mustang?
But I wish. That would have been kind of cool. No, he didn't.
I don't know.
He didn't. It was a pretty lame show with a little bit of potential, but I will give it 3 Mustangs. No.
Why is everything 3?
I don't know. That's
my default. It was bad. So
it was. Well, what is a Mustang worth in this context? Do you know?
Half a Mustang.
Okay, fine.
Sold for parts.
Ooh.
And the head of the Headless Horseman, which is actually a jack-o'-lantern.
But it's Christopher Walken's head.
But it's Christopher Walken's head in a jack-o'-lantern.
I dig it.
Okay.
I'm with you. That's the same.
What I give it.
Yeah. Now, do you want to go into the one final piece that we have on this list, or
don't think so.
Haunting of Hill House? No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, not Aquaman.
No. Aquaman is
this is for another
Halloween
day.
special. We're going to do an entire episode just on Aquaman.
Yeah.
It was... We'll wait.
Well, yeah,
okay.
wait on that
Haunting of Hill House.
Which I loved.
Actually, you really should see this.
Yeah.
Like, it was
fantastic.
amazing. It's fantabulous.
Yeah, and I actually don't want to spoil it. Let's not talk about it at all, because it's good.
Let's not talk about it.
I'm not going to talk shit about it. I'm just going to say that the kid from E.T. is in it.
He is?
The dad.
Oh my god.
There you go.
I give it 17 Secret Ghosts and Crooked Neck.
And a big-ass Netflix budget.
And that too.
That too.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome. We're going to be giving our opinions, but who cares what we think?
Yeah,
so
no one
listen
cares.
Or don't.
Exactly.
He'll
but
be here for you.
Is there a comment section in this podcasty thing?
Comments?
Yeah.
Like other people's comments?
Yeah.
We might do that later on.
All right.
Send us your hate mail. And
how?
We're going to get an email.
Oh, cool.
Eventually.
Oh, cool.
And...
Or maybe even initially. Oh, my. Yeah, I threw it out there.
We might put that on.
Yeah.
And then you could write hate mail.
Correct.
And you could tell us things that you agree with and things that you don't.
And more importantly, things that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because we're probably going to talk. We're gonna talk about it, especially when we're small and we still give a shit about you.
Exactly.
Which in the future, when we're gigantic and really wealthy, and we won't care about you because you're a cockroach, and your life is so much money, so much. So my bank account is hot and ready.
It's hot and
hot. It's moist.
It's open and moist.
It's open and moist. It
moist
is
for your
ready for donations.
Yeah, and your subscriptions.
Correct.
So this was our review of It Too. We hope you enjoyed it.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's a good summary.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
I am Stool.
I'm Crunch.
I guess.
Crunch.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. This week's music is by Pumiku. The song is Battle of Pogs from Captain Glue Glue's Incredible Week.
And all the rest of the trash is by Crunch and Stool.